Okay, I guess we are back. Boy, I wish that camera was looking a little bit better. All this dead space over here.
You want it a little closer?
Yeah, I just kind of go on. I'll wing the intro whilst the camera guy gets out of his chair, goes over there. Hey, welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. As the camera guy zooms in, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with that. Um, I am your host, Dean Baker. As with me, as always, to my left, George Weber. How you doing, George?
Good. How are you tonight?
See, your camera looks okay. Mine just, not all that. Well, all right.
Better.
So anyway, so what this show is, Modern Day Thrive. It is a a show about business, about small business, about side hustle, about multiple streams of income, about
Love those.
about I don't know, cutting the bleeding people's wallets are experiencing, cutting expenses, learning to live thinner, maybe,
Sure.
if that's what your needs are.
Sometimes you have to.
A great many of us have a fixed income. Those of us that actually have an income
That's true.
have a fixed one. I don't, but a lot of people do, which means that they try not to make too many choices above and beyond their nut. What
Shouldn't.
shouldn't, which means don't live off the credit cards, don't live off, don't stop using those credit cards, people, please. That is not your credit cards are not your friend.
You're just paying
They,
someone else's retirement.
they are there to put you deeper in a hole that you will never get out unless you do what? Hey, a lot of people go through bankruptcies to get out of holes they dug for themselves.
Doesn't always work though.
And, but then if you have a lot of assets, if you have
Mm-hmm.
personal assets, if you own a good portion of your house, then your debt is your debt, and
Yeah.
you're not going to get excused. They're going to say, great, what do you have that we can take?
What would you like to keep?
What would you like to keep, and what would you like to
Here's how much it's going to cost you.
give put back into the kitty? Yeah. So please, people, stop. Have we done an audio check?
I'll do it real quick.
Yeah. Please, people, stop spending, stop financing your vacations on credit cards that you never pay off. Stop, just learn things a little differently. And I'm not saying this because I haven't lived it. I have lived it.
We all have.
This guy here, George, he's been trying to get me on a program for 5, 6, 7 years now about how to manage and pay your debt down. And
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I don't have that regular weekly paycheck. I'm a small businessman. I live check to check. When it comes through, sometimes it doesn't come through.
Yeah, which
for an
makes it
extra
challenging for
week,
sure.
month, whatever. But you gotta be smart about how you're spending your money. But here's what I have learned, just in this last year, that side hustle should produce for you.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's not a side hustle; it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Hobbies are great. Uh,
But costly.
Some might think I surround myself with a hobby, but no, it is actually my employment here. So this studio, but yeah, side hustle should put money into
Oh, yeah.
into the kitty, into the account,
Absolutely.
it should. Side hustle, there's nothing wrong with side hustle. Side hustle can be the difference of paying your bills and then going out to eat afterwards.
They usually
once in
start
a
small
while.
and you build them up.
Right. So there are so many areas that I've learned just in this last year. We're on like episode 40 something right
Yeah.
now. And we've really kind of, we started this series out a year ago where we were thinking, okay, people need to be in survival mode. Pandemic just hit. A lot of people aren't working.
Mhm.
A lot of people aren't getting paychecks. Government's not just handing out free money. Of course, in the beginning they weren't.
Yeah. Now that.
And so and so what we were talking about was, first of all, find the areas in your life where you can thin down.
Mhm.
Thin down, which means, it might mean, one manicure a month instead of 3 or 4. I don't know. And I'm not trying to direct it in that direction, because I've been one of those guys who's gone out to eat 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do the math. 3 times a week, if you have somebody with you, you're spending at least 40, 50 bucks.
Yeah.
That's if you're going cheap.
Yeah.
No drinking on top of that.
Lots
So
of
40,
expensive.
50 bucks is pretty average for 2 people. Doing that 3 times a week, that's 150 times 4, $600 a month.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't like right now an extra $600 a month?
I'll take
Who
it.
wouldn't like that? So, this last year I had to stop eating out.
Yeah.
I had never been to the grocery store more times in my life, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I just spent $100 in groceries just for me in the
Yeah.
last for the next 2 weeks.
But
I'm
that
like,
lasts.
But you go, wait a minute, I would spend that every couple of days.
Yeah.
Going out to eat and have really nothing to show for it,
Yeah.
other than a big gut and
Less money in your wallet.
for health, and I'm a lot more broke. So I'm like, this things I've learned this last year, has been about, let's make everybody work for us for a little bit, which means let's put our creditors, people we pay money to every month, let's make them work a little harder. Let's let them earn our business when we call them up and say, I'd like to renegotiate my internet bill with you.
Yeah.
And what can you do for me?
I've never actually done that. I mean, maybe in the past I had.
Yeah.
It depends on what company you're with. They
You know,
sometimes they don't even care.
it really, a lot of times there are new, like your cell phone company, your
Mhm.
internet company, they change products all the time.
Yeah.
And either sometimes you can get more service for
Mhm.
the same amount of money,
Sure.
or a little bit more money. And I'm okay with if you're giving me more value,
Sure.
but the first big cut in my life, and this has been more than a year, but was cutting the cable.
Yeah.
And that cable bill comes in, and it's just, it's $150 a month, and you need internet, but
Yeah.
you start thinking, man, I don't really need cable. I come home about 3-4 hours a night when I want to just unwind, relax.
Yeah.
I might throw on Netflix, or I
Sure.
used to throw on cable, but guess what?
Yeah.
They're not special anymore to me.
No,
you
really.
know?
I could get rid of them personally, but other family members maybe have a hard time.
Letting go, cutting the cord. So you
Um,
haven't quite cut the cord yet.
From the standpoint of the technology,
Yeah.
they got to be willing to, learn how to use that remote.
Change the input on the TV.
Yeah.
Turn on Netflix or whatever device you have,
Oop,
whether it's
I do that
you know,
now. I leave
Roku or
my
whatnot.
Fire Stick plugged in,
right.
and because I have so many computers plugged into my TV, I forget to change it, and then I get a text. Thanks for leaving the TV broke.
On a kind of a on a similar note, I was messing around with Roku and I was adding channels, and I found hundreds of channels. You
Really?
wouldn't just believe there's thousands of channels.
Free channels?
People, yeah, free. People have started the channels, and
Do you need the ears for that?
no, we're talking Roku channels. So it's having it in the Roku browser.
So you got to go in and like search for something.
So you go in and just search, and
I have one at home. I've never used
and
it.
they're listed by if they're comedy, if they're movies, if they're about travel. I got into the travel thing, and I go, all right, let's look at that. So
See what's going
I
on.
wound up pulling a channel down on people that live live on the road in conversion vans,
Okay,
like
sure.
the big Sprinter vans
Sure.
that convert. And of course I'm watching like a bunch of videos on these people that this one guy bought a bread truck, one of those old
Yeah.
big square ugly bread trucks,
Yeah.
and converted it into a livable, and he now lives on the road for
Nice.
years at a time. And
How'd they make money? Or is he like rich?
well, most of these people are bloggers, so they make money for posting.
Yeah.
Others can make money with all you need is an internet connection.
Yeah.
And a lot of people work from home, so why not work from a vehicle?
If I can take my miners on the road with me.
I don't know. Maybe not. That's all.
You need a lot of internet.
You're pulling some power down, but no. I watched a video on a couple that built a really kick-ass Sprinter van.
Nice.
And unfortunately, I'm thinking, yeah, Sprinter van. So there's $60,000 for the truck at least.
Yeah.
Just a bare bones Sprinter Mercedes.
Free modifications.
Did I say Mercedes Sprinter van?
Oh, nice.
They're the high top vans that you see driving around with Amazon logos on them. They're those guys. And of course then they put a bed and a bath and a shower and they cut holes all over the thing.
Oh, wow.
These people I'm watching this couple cut through the roof. Okay, they put 2 sunroofs in that you can actually pop up out and hang out outside.
That's funny.
And I'm cringing because they're cutting through the roof of this brand new Sprinter van. And of course, the end result was crazy awesome. But of course, after you spent,
they had a vision. They were going to take care of it.
And I'm sure they had a budget. I'm sure on top of the $60,000 for the Sprinter. And I'm just guessing. I don't even know if that's the price on the Sprinter. I'm thinking it's going to be close. But so on top of that, they probably spent another $50,000 just at least on doing everything.
Stuff gets expensive,
so but that's their home, and they'll travel, and that will be exactly what they do. So I'm watching Roku channels, and I'm watching I like cruising, going on the cruise ships, and there's a cruise channel, and there's a so we kind of get bogged down in watching Netflix, and sometimes you go, man, I'm just tired of Netflix. I've seen everything I think I need to see, or Amazon,
until something new comes out, or
Hulu, or Disney, or HBO, or any of those guys. And I have a few. So, and then you just get in and you look at the ones that are around you that are free, and there are thousands of channels. So I think I probably spent 2-3 hours just looking for channels.
Yeah, I know my boss did the antenna thing for the free channels, and he wired it up into his attic.
And I do that
to a device that could put it out to multiple TVs. So
funny thing is what a lot of people don't realize is that your cable box, if you plug your TV into that cable box, if the cable has been cut, that's technically going outside. So you could take an outdoor antenna, hook it into the other end of that cable box, and now you have an outdoor antenna that will reach so much farther than sticking a little rabbit ear on top of the TV that's got the interference from the house. A lot of people don't understand that having that antenna outside the house, which you never see a house now with an antenna on.
No,
that's because they were cut down decades ago. But now they'd probably be coming back only because if you can get a reach, you can reach 30, 40, 50, 60 miles to as many TV stations as you can.
Yeah.
get in
And
range
apparently
of.
there's a lot out there.
Well, it's television.
Mhm.
It's ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox.
Gotcha.
It's in times 4 to 5 because your local TV station, Channel 9 here in Orlando, is
Mhm.
ABC Channel 9. They'll have Channel 9.1, .2,
Okay.
.3. So I watch Channel 9.2,
Mhm.
which is like comedy channel. It's like all sitcoms from the last 2-3 decades, and it's just one after the other, a bunch of sitcoms. And I'll do that. And then there are shows that you would see, there are channels that stations just have a bunch of content that they just happen to have
Mhm.
licensed to broadcast.
Yeah. Just
And,
run it.
I mean, I probably have 50 channels on 10 networks within that Rabbit Ear reach.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there.
Yeah, I'd like
so.
to get to that point. I got to get all the TVs kind of
If
talking.
if anything, you can just pick a TV,
Mhm.
stick a Rabbit Ear on it, and,
Mhm.
and they make more expensive ones.
Yeah, sure.
$20-$30, and you can put an antenna right on your TV, and it'll pick up local.
Nice.
Might not pick them all up great.
Yeah,
Might pick
yeah.
some better than others, but you'll get some free TV.
I think even my one TV in the back picks
Yeah.
it up without an antenna, but
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, it's like not great.
So, anyways, I digress quite a bit here. Sometimes we get off onto tangents, and but entertainment's a big part of when we're home. Our home life and
Sure.
what passes the time. Some of us watch YouTube. Some of us play with their Oculus,
Mhm.
and which is something new. And then
Coming soon.
Yeah, and then there's television, and you don't have to let go of it. You just have to.
I can get lost on YouTube. That's not hard at all.
Well, it's a rabbit hole.
It is.
My rabbit hole would be Pinterest.
That's how I keep
just
running
get
into
in-
stuff.
Especially toward the end of the week, I get watching Pinterest, and then I go, "Yeah, You fall.
What time is
you
it?
Fall
Aw.
deep into a rabbit hole because it gives you ideas.
Yes.
And I do this before the weekend because
Mhm.
I kind of try and figure out what weekend projects I want to do, and I go, well, what has interested me in the past and what interests me in the future.
Yeah.
And that can be a real fun place to,
Oh, yeah,
and then
sure.
of course 4 hours go by. You're wondering why am I a pool of sweat sitting in front of my computer. It's like, oh yeah,
Home Depot's closed.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway,
So was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend.
yes.
Went to paintball with my son.
Yes, you sent me a pic.
I was thinking about that. Man, if he had some land, that'd be a great little business. There were so many people there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the place was packed. I mean,
Which place was it again?
this was over in off of 50 down towards past the racetrack. Matter of fact, I think the racetrack backs up to it.
Oh,
You drive down and then you hang a right and then you go
There's
in
still
the
a paintball
back.
field out there.
Oh yeah.
Man, I used to go to that years.
It was a good setup too, and
over 2 decades.
so the baseball team, the season was over, so they rented it out, a private party.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a private guy walking us around, which was kind of cool. So they kind of helped set up the games for us, and I think we did like 5 different rounds in different areas. Had one field with a helicopter, one was kind of like a cop and robber one,
Yeah.
and of course it was baseball kids against the adults, and that's how the kids wanted it. They got the pick, so they were like, oh, kids against adults. I'm like, all right.
Fun.
It was fun, but I was thinking, man, if you had some land, that would be a good business. The guy that there was our tour looked like that was a dream job.
Do you remember the guy's name? Was he the owner or anything like that?
That I don't know.
Because that'd be funny if I thought the guy was.
He may. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd probably been there for years. He definitely looked very comfortable in what he was doing.
Really?
Well, I mean, he wasn't being aimed at, but still, he, it just looked like a fun gig for him. Because you're basically just touring people around, setting them up, and then just watching the fun happen.
Right.
And like I said, it's pretty good gig, I think, once you get it. I mean, the biggest expense is obviously buying all the,
You got to rent the equipment if you don't own it.
yeah, and you got the
then
air machines, which I think
you
they
gotta
charge
rent the
you
little
for.
tanks,
Yeah.
fill the tanks up.
Well, they keep them there for you, but you have to pay for like a day. It's like a $5 charge for the day or something like that.
Right.
And it didn't look all that expensive. I don't know how much they paid for all that, but and of course, God, they're probably selling merchandise by left and right because you got to buy the
Right.
paint, and either buy the bag or buy the case.
Right.
And buy the case was $50.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. We had a good time. But I was thinking, God, that would be an interesting venture.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you got a nice little insurance policy for it, but
yeah, there's a place by my house that's kind of a
over here
fenced in. Oh yeah, right up
Yeah.
right down the street. That's been there forever. They have an indoor facility as well as an outdoor facility.
I wonder if that's where, because my son went to another one later in the day, and it was a nighttime place.
Wow. Yeah.
They're
always playing at night.
But it was funny because, and I kind of told him when we were playing, none of us had played before, maybe a couple of us.
Right.
And he was going to this other place, and I said, "You're gonna get your butt kicked." I was like, "So how was it?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got my butt kicked." Because I said, "You're going to a place now where these people are fanatics,
right?
And you're just in random population. Yeah, good luck. You're a sitting duck,
right?"
And he got lit up.
So you say that about, have a piece of land, what to do with it. Of
Sure.
course, yes, you could start a paintball kit. You've got to buy some rentable guns and some protective gear so that people can,
I mean, it's probably a decent amount of investment, obviously, but
probably, but you got to look at it like, I mean, one decent paintball gun is probably going to be anywhere from $100 to $300-$400.
Probably, yeah.
Plus you need supplies, but you can, I mean, they sell you food and drinks. That's where the real money is.
Oh, yeah.
Not so much the paintballs, the food, the drinks, the candy, food, drinks, candy, candy.
You get some of there all day,
food, drinks, candy, and before you know it, you've doubled, tripled your income. So you've got what? You've got a piece of property. Do you have to have, if it's an outdoor field, then do you have a place inside where people can kind of stay cool?
This one really didn't.
Yeah,
they had pavilions. Yeah. They had some pavilions.
So,
but nothing like outrageous. There were only a couple of them, and actually there were some treat areas where they had had some picnic benches and stuff for when you're in between your games.
Right.
And a lot of it was outdoorsy, so there were trees everywhere. Right. You want to have obstacle areas.
Right.
You don't want to be standing in a room with no walls.
Right.
You're a sitting duck. So there's a lot of that. So it was real comfortable. I mean, it was warm out, but it wasn't bad.
I remember the place I used to go to, which might be the same place you're going to now.
Okay.
They used to have a big open field, and then they would make, with pallets, they would make a city. Like they would have structures spread apart so that you could hide inside, like you're building a little house. You just don't have a roof.
I didn't see that there.
So
there may have been other ones we didn't see.
Windows and doors. You can go in and out of structures, and they would have these pallet towns. We'll call it a city
sure.
But a pallet town with 20, 30 structures in it, and they start people on each end and call it speedball.
Oh, okay.
Speedball, which is like almost instantly.
Yeah, as soon as you go.
Which is kind of like the one near my house.
Yeah.
Which they have a bunch of inflatable obstacles, cart inner tires, kind of oversized, tube tires kind of thing. And these guys will bounce them off the, they'll bounce the paint, the paintballs off some of these inflatables.
Yeah. It's going to hit something.
But it's instant. You've got, you're 60 feet away from the opposing group.
Yeah.
So the second they say go, and then all of a sudden, and it's just mayhem at that
duck.
So, but yeah, there's some, obviously you need the piece of property not doing anything. I'm not sure, what you can do with that. Is there zoning? Is there, but if you've got a place out in the middle of nowhere out in East Orlando, then there's probably, you could have anywhere from 5 to 50 acres and probably do some.
I forget how many acres he told me. They told me what they had, but I don't remember. It was decent though.
Yeah, there was this one field I remember playing in, and I mean, you didn't even see anybody. You didn't see the opposing team
You
for
just hear
like
bullets.
5 minutes. No,
Yeah.
like, you had to go through the brush, through the woods.
Yeah.
So you've got your team. It's like a capture the flag kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have to get to their team's flag, so you got to go through their team,
Yeah.
get the flag, and get it back to your side.
Gotcha.
And of course,
That's fun task.
you're crawling through the woods in
Mhm.
the middle of summer, sweating like crazy, and yeah, it's quite a treat. I haven't played that since the 90s, so
Okay.
I'm only reminiscing here.
Yeah. That's the first time I've done it. I've never done it before.
Oh wow,
It was fun.
that can be
It was fun.
and you got hit.
I got hit in the back of the neck,
That's easy. Yeah.
and it wasn't bad actually. I think it was a stray hit, to be honest. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone. And then I get the very last one we had. I got my son out.
Yeah.
And then
You got to wear loose clothing.
Yeah.
So that when it hits, it
kind of can. Yeah.
Takes because
Well,
you
they-
can get a welt. You can get a
Oh
welt.
yeah.
from these
Well, yeah.
things,
My son's got. I owned a couple of them, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I got it on the very last one. I got hit on the bottom of my leg, just barely, and
Right.
and I was the last adult left,
Yeah.
and there were like 3 of them left.
What's really
So it was fun.
interesting is the games when we used to play, they used to do a game just with handguns. Now,
Oh.
handgun, 10 shots
Wow.
before you have to open it up.
Yeah.
And go,
You gotta be
blink,
real
blink,
careful.
blink, blink, blink,
Yeah.
blink. So you really got to pick your.
Yeah.
You can't just go pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
So you're playing with a gun. So you really have to.
Mhm.
Be. I remember this one time when I was, this guy was kind of opening fire on me, and I was behind a structure,
Yeah.
and I would just sit there and I'd count
Well, yeah.
1,
Let's
2,
wait.
3, and we all have the same gun. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ready to go. I'm fully, and while he's doing that, I'm loading up, making sure 5, 6, 7, click 8, 9. 10, and then I go running right at him, like, and half the time he'd have his gun all apart,
Yeah.
as I'm like right there, and just go,
Boom.
sorry, you really shouldn't want me to count,
Yeah.
Anyways, fun game,
Yeah,
but
that was
it
fun.
involves a piece of property,
Mhm.
some
kind of licenses, I'm
equipment,
sure.
obviously an insurance policy in
Yeah.
this day and age. So you're gonna need some big
Yeah.
liability policy, $1 to $2 million, I don't know,
Yeah.
per occurrence, and then you set a rate for the
Mhm.
rentals, and you got to hire probably some assistants to
Yeah.
play
Referee.
referee,
Mhm.
and then you sit there and you sell drinks and candy, and
Mhm.
anything, and probably now even Red Bull and
Well, if you're offering it for parties too, you can offer to include
Yeah.
pizza and have pizza come in.
Absolutely.
All kinds of stuff like that. So
that's
I
a
thought it was
business.
interesting.
That is a business.
Yeah.
For those of you who have a piece of property not doing anything and want to start a business on paintball, children love
Oh,
this,
yeah.
and of course, if you want to have night games, that's really smart,
yeah.
because now you can stay open till midnight,
Yeah.
after midnight, and play, and really all they did is, what they do in driving ranges and golf driving ranges, they put up a big golf net.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all they do. They
Yeah.
put up a big golf net, so if the paintball
Keep
hits
the paintballs out.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you can have that right up, butt up. There's the one near my house is butt up between 2 streets, Orange Blossom Trail,
Oh wow.
which is a major road,
Yeah. Yeah.
and this other little road,
Uh-huh.
and of course they've got fencing going up 20 feet.
Yeah.
So
it should be high enough.
if paintball's not going to come through it and hurt anybody,
I asked
or
the-
hit a car.
I asked the guy, I was like, because there's paintball everywhere. And I'm like, you guys come by with the machine? And he says, no, all we need to do is have a good rain. We're good.
Right, because
it's vegetable, he said.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the ball. Paintball itself is made out of the same stuff you take a pill.
Mm-hmm.
You
Gotcha, so it's solvent.
So it dissolves, and then usually the colored stuff inside is soap.
He said it was vegetable.
Well, it could be.
Yeah,
it
that's
could
the-
be.
you
I
know, I don't
remember
know what
at,
the- yeah.
at a time they would say it was actually
Mm-hmm.
something that would just dissolve.
Yeah, yeah.
So it looked like hell up until the next rain,
Yeah.
and then boom, everything.
doesn't
So
destroy your clothes,
really
all that good stuff.
interesting.
So I thought about that. I was like, that could be a business venture.
Yeah, I get on Facebook once in a while and I look at their marketplace, and people are selling like deeded access to land.
Oh,
Okay, and for like $500,
wow.
you can have deeded access to like 50,000 acres in Kissimmee, Florida. Now you
Interesting.
go, what's the catch? Of
Yeah.
course, you can't live there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can camp there,
Okay.
but everything you take in, you got to take out. You
Gotcha.
can't leave anything behind. They're mostly for people who like to go off roading
Yeah, sure.
or hunting, fishing if it's near
Mhm.
water.
Mhm.
And you can actually buy deeded. You're on the deed to this property,
Mhm.
but you and 10,000 others
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
And of course, you have access, kind of like a club.
They're selling slices.
They're selling 2 square feet. I don't know, whatever it is, to give you access to this place. And like a club, you can add your spouse. I think they also, some of them have a yearly maintenance fee, like a
Mhm.
homeowners association or something like
Sure.
that. But basically, people show up there and either go hunting or ATVing or something like that. So there's say you got 10,000
Yeah, if you had
acres,
land, that's
and you don't know
it's a
what to
business.
do with. Well, that's what people are doing. They're selling deeded
Hmm.
access, to keep the property and not let it be developed.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep it undeveloped so
Sure.
that people can enjoy it. 'Cause
Enjoy it. Yeah.
for those that like to go off-roading, I love to go off-road. Hadn't been in a while, but I hope to go again. But those places aren't easy to come by
Yeah.
anymore. So
My daughter's boyfriend, he's got quite a few bikes, and him and his dad go riding. I'm
Yeah.
not sure where they go, and
off-road, yeah,
I think they do some off-roading and
Yeah.
some non-off-roading.
right.
So I'm not sure where they go, but they have some areas that they go
So
to.
yeah, so I mean, what do you do with a piece of land?
Yeah.
It's just it's and it's not a business. Well, the business is selling the deed of access.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
To actually say, look,
Yeah.
I want to keep this property for this kind of access for the next.
Some people buy
forever,
timeshares. Some
you
people
know.
buy lots of land that they can
Right,
utilize.
right. And
Sure.
if you like to go off grid camping, go a little off-roading, ATVing. One of our buddies, Rob, just posted a video of him and his kid
Uh-huh.
on a couple of those Coleman mini bikes, kind of cruising up the street. I'm like, and Rob was just happy as a clam. Him and his mini version of Mini Me, riding up the street.
Yeah.
So it's just another part of finding, I guess finding value.
Yeah.
Like what you do as well.
Sure.
Like what you do and find a way to earn some kind of a living with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So I there's so much stuff out there and there's ways to, outside of crypto. If you want to sit
Sure.
in front of your computer and watch crypto do this. It's like watching a Pac-Man game.
Keeping your finger on the button.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you get
Yeah.
gobbled up, and
Like,
yeah,
oh man,
and
go back to the jail.
but some people sit there and do crypto. Crypto's it's back on the plus.
Sure.
We should talk about it. Crypto's is moving back up. Bitcoin really isn't though.
It
Bitcoin
hasn't made that jump yet. No.
Bitcoin for a while, 2 weeks now, it's been under $40,000, 38. It seems to have been kind of stuck in the $38,000 mud right there.
It's in a consolidation pattern. That's not abnormal.
But a lot of the other coins are kind of creeping back up again, which is great. My best friend Algorand is creeping back up, even 10% here and there.
Nice.
It makes a big difference when you're so those of you, I warned you, I said it, I've been saying it for a few months. Watch the pattern. In August, Algorand's gonna go up. I believe it. So
it has for the last couple of years.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm right there with them.
Right.
I've lost money or whatnot. But the other great thing about Algorand, hey,
you make interest.
6%. So we all like that. And I know you can't really talk about this new program you're in, so
I can talk a little bit about it. For sure.
This is your program. You've been you've been envisioning this program for years.
Actually, yeah, it was funny because remember back in the day I had a website. It was debteliminationservices.net, and it was really rudimentary, but
Yeah.
it was still a powerful program. I just really couldn't get any interest
So
in
this
it.
new service, they basically took what was already in your brain and they put it out in
They
an
made
automatic
They made it awesome, actually. Yeah.
automated system.
So yeah, I mean, basically, it's a debt solution, and I mean, it's not a free debt solution. It does
Right.
cost money, but at the hindsight, at the end of the day, if you look at what you're doing today,
Right.
and you look at one credit card, and if you can say that you've had that same credit card for a couple of years and you really have teetered and never been able to pay it down,
Right.
and they can take all of your debt, potentially in the sum of $200,000 to $300,000, and take something that's probably going to take you 30 to 40 years to pay off and tell you how to pay it off in 7,
Yeah.
systematically and automatically, it would be worth money for you
Yeah.
because you're going to pay gazillion more than that,
So
and all the interest you're going to pay.
right. Right.
So, and I'll have more details. I just signed up with them physically today, so I haven't got all my websites yet.
Right.
So I got to get through all that. But
So
I tell you that I've been very impressed with the
you're going
content.
to be able to share a website.
I will
with
be able to
us
share some
and-
websites.
and
Talk a
hopefully
little bit more about it
Mm.
because I'm just going through their training right now.
Yeah.
I've only seen the side that consumer would see,
Right.
and I was impressed.
Yeah.
And I am very in tune with paying off debt.
Yeah.
Very in tune. So I still have debt of my own to pay off, and watching what they're doing and how they're doing it was pretty amazing. I looked at it and said, "Wow!" I mean, if it's you can't think like it's like playing a computer game against a computer.
Right.
Computer's almost always going to win because it can make all those nice calculations like that.
Right.
It's the same thing that this does for you. It just says, look, you should apply this here for the most optimal pattern. The average individual probably is not paying their bills optimally.
Right.
They just aren't.
Well, they wait till the very last minute. Right.
They
off the
do,
bat,
and
they just wait
sure.
till that due date.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're late. And
Yeah.
sometimes so on top of that being late is an instant 20, 30, 40, even $50
Yeah.
fine that
Yes.
you wind up paying. So all those little things. So if you needed someone, if you need like a parent, like think of it like that parent that nags you to tell you to do it. Do this.
Did you wash your dishes?
Did you take the trash out? Take the trash out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, take the trash out.
Yeah.
There
Goes the trash truck.
And this, until you go.
I'm
well,
going.
I guess we'll wait till next week then.
Yeah.
Take the trash out.
Well, what's interesting and what I like about the program, because I went through the consumer side with them, just to see how the program would work.
Right.
And, it's astonishing the amount of money you put into anything you buy, specifically a house. You buy a house for $250,000, you're probably going to pay $250,000 in interest.
Right.
So you're only buying a house for $500,000. But you do not need to pay that. You
Right.
don't. There is a way to pay all of that off in anywhere from, let's say, 5 to 10 years. That's being real conservative. If you want to be a little more aggressive, you could probably do it in 5 to 7.
Okay.
It's doable, and I've known that for years. I just have been creeping up to the point where now I've gotten my cash flow kind of straightened out. But this actually helps you get your cash flow straightened out without having to do what I did the hard way.
Okay.
Had I started years ago, I think it would have been really good for me.
Terrific.
So yeah,
Terrific.
definitely going to get more information on that. Being the newbie in the site, those are the quick details. But
and how's the mining coming along?
oh wow. Actually, I'm thinking about buying another computer.
Yeah.
Well, I've been looking around for video cards, and it's almost impossible to get the video. I can buy a
That's
video
good.
card all day long, but it's $2,000 for a video card. I can buy a system for $1,300 with the same video card in it. So I might as well just get the hardware with it.
Might as well.
And get the computer. I'm debating on which one I want to get because I know that some of the video card manufacturers are getting stingy.
Yeah.
So like NVIDIA is they're changing their driver set,
Mhm.
so it drops your mining speed down
Oh,
because people are buying computers that for some reason they think have to be used for gaming because that's what they consider the priority with their machines for, but they work really good for mining.
yeah. A
So
lot of the same.
that's why their cards are gone.
Right.
In the same with, but there's also AMD. So I'm going to switch to try AMD for a little bit. NVIDIA's coming out with some mining only cards,
Right.
which I'm sure they're going to charge a pretty penny for. But the rates you can get out of them aren't very impressive
Okay.
unless you want to spend $4,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So, they're trying to capitalize on it. I think it's a bit greedy, to be honest. I mean, but hey, it's their business,
Absolutely.
They decide how they want to run it, and if it backfires, it backfires.
Yeah, it really kind of because before mining was such a thing, you could probably buy these cards for $400.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let alone what they want now.
I mean, the ones you can buy for $400, they don't even mind.
Yeah,
They're
so-
still overcharging for them.
right. So
So it's crazy.
You're just a gamer at that point, which is
But yeah, and I mean, pretty much none of the ones I'm building are for gaming. If the next one I buy will probably go in my son's room, so he'll probably use it
okay.
as long as I can teach him how to turn the stuff back on when he's done, because otherwise he's not allowed to use it.
Yeah.
Because it's a money machine, not a game machine.
I got an email this week
Mhm.
from so we just finished up with our with our IRS tax deadline
Okay, yeah.
this past month, and of course they waited a couple of weeks and they sent me an email saying that they offer a referral program. So if I talk them up,
Okay.
which I don't really have to. I think I've even talked them up before on the show
Mhm.
without, but I can actually now I can refer, send a link. And if you use a link, you'll save like 20% off the fees
Nice.
from using TurboTax. I'll put that up on the screen. This is my link. And of course I get a finder's fee, but you save 20%. So, and I got to tell you, this is what TurboTax is. And I've been using them for 20 years. I use them the
Sure.
last couple of years, they started offering the service where you could, where you could pay them a little extra.
Phone a friend.
Well, no, that's coming. But the first one that I was really impressed with was that if by chance you get an audit from the IRS, you can actually prepay TurboTax to represent you.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you ever listen to
there's
the
weight in that.
radio. I don't know if you ever listen to the radio with all these companies, services out there
Mhm.
that want to represent you when you have a tax debt.
Yeah.
And I hear them on the radio all the time. Call us and we'll help negotiate your thing down.
Yeah, I bet you
Well,
will.
I'm kind of guessing that, granted, I had to pay for something that may not happen,
Mhm.
which is great.
Sure.
Either way, I win.
Yeah, but if you needed it, you'd
Yeah.
be hating
But if
life
I
if you
didn't
didn't have
pay,
it.
and it might have been an extra $50,
Yeah, it's not
60
expensive.
bucks. So
Because they're betting you don't need it.
they are.
Yeah.
They are betting I don't need it.
They got some odds
and then
there.
they probably have some sort of backroom deal with the IRS saying, "Look, give us a standard,
Yeah. Let's work this out quick."
negotiation. Let's here's what they owe.
Appreciate the like. Thank you.
Oh, we got a like?
We did.
Oh, nice. Thank you for the like out there. We appreciate comments too. So if you want to kind of reach out and send us a shout out. So I'm just going to finish up with this TurboTax. This year was a couple of new things I noticed. First of all, they during the tax interview, when you're filling out your
Mhm.
taxes, they ask you if you're buying crypto
Oh yeah.
and what you're, so they want to know, not if you're making money off crypto, because I'm pretty sure Coinbase sends you a miscellaneous income statement,
Sure, yeah.
that they also send to the IRS. So,
Mhm.
which is clearly what, but they want to know if you're buying crypto, probably because if you spent any money on crypto this year, that's technically an expense,
Mhm.
less the money you're getting back from
Mhm. Capital
know,
gains.
So you're not just paying for all the money you're getting. You're I'm hoping that you subtract your expense, and
Yeah.
then you're not paying so much in the taxes that you'd have to pay. So
Yeah.
at least they want to track your expenses and how much money you're spending on crypto.
Sure.
I thought that was great. And then the very latest thing was they have a live online
Agent, yeah.
agent, and not just
Is it a person though? Not a like a
get
you
this,
ask a question
Get this. When I'm filling it out, and it asked me really early after I'm typing in just my name, my address, and all that stuff. But then they asked me, "Would you like to be able to?" I thought it meant be able to talk to a live agent.
It meant right now.
I want to talk. And of course, then all of a sudden, my phone rings. My phone rings.
Yeah.
Not 30 seconds later, my phone rings, and I'm going, okay, I'll answer it. And then as soon as I answered, her video pops up on my screen. Her camera, web camera. So I'm on the phone. I see her camera. She's talking. I'm going, she's not from India.
Yeah.
You know, she was in Illinois. And we talked about the weather, of course. And I said, look, hey, I just started. So the TurboTax prompted me to do this. I just said, sure,
okay,
why not? And here you're calling me. We're talking, but I don't have any questions. So
not yet.
I did have some, you know, I said, well, wait a minute. Well, I got you. Let me see if I can find a couple of things. And she kind of cleared it up and said, no problem. Call me back.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, that was great. Actually having a person, you know,
that's smart for them too.
Camera popping up. So they obviously have people manning the call center.
It's probably certain hours. I'm imagining it's not 24.
I don't know.
But
I think I was doing this
at midnight.
I think I was doing it like Friday afternoon. I was done by 8 o'clock. So Friday afternoon, 5 o'clock. I'm like, you know, that's. But anyways, it was a great experience.
Sure.
Because then I go, wait a minute. Oh, I got one other question about this other thing that I'm not even in front of right now.
Yeah.
And I just asked her tax advice.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, can I do this? And can I do that? It's like, well, you know.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I felt so much more comfortable about that, you know. And I believe it was just an included service. Because I think whatever I paid last year, because I paid for that that representation thing if you get audited already last year. So I think I paid maybe the same amount of money from last year to this year. So I thought it was great. So here it is, the TurboTax. If you I'll put it in the comments, and please use it because it'll save you like 20% off of your TurboTax bill. So it's going out to the Facebook and the YouTube video, both Facebook pages. And then maybe I'll post it again in the Facebook Modern Day Thrive threads, just so that you have it. I want you to do it. Yes, I do make like $20, but you also probably will save $20 on top of that. So try it. It can only, and if you're not interested in using TurboTax, man, I've been using it for years.
They keep up with the laws pretty good. So, I mean, they're really a safe bet.
They've adapted their interview site, you know, getting you to plug in all your things, and they're completely helpful. And, you know, it's great. I know someone who recently had to go and go back to H&R or one of those other, you know, tax places, and you know, have to walk back into the door and say, you screwed up my taxes. And I'm like, I don't have that. I don't. I get online, I look, and I go, oh yeah, blink. It's uploaded. It's good. I'm good for another year.
Well, you got to be competitive because you got Credit Karma now that has a free service as well.
Yeah. Oh, you know? they were linked to it too. Because Credit Karma, they want to actually, with a refund, get connected in, so Credit Karma would send me the money. I declined to do it.
Interesting.
For a couple of reasons, but it had nothing to do with not distrusting them. It was just that I was doing something else.
Sure. You already had your hand in the pie.
Yeah. So, but Credit Karma was a thing that was kind of connecting at the end of the.
Interesting.
You know, once you kind of determine what you're going to get back or what you owe.
Yeah.
And Credit Karma can step in and help you get your money faster.
Nice.
So it was kind of okay. You know,
I got mine pretty quick. A friend of mine I work with, he did his taxes before, and he still hasn't got his back. I got mine like 2 weeks after I did them.
And maybe he mailed them, and if you mail them,
he does his
puts
online.
you in a whole different queue.
He looked at it today and it says it's still processing. I'm like, wow, dude. I mean, literally, he did his several weeks before me,
Right.
and he still hasn't seen his.
Huh.
I got mine literally quick, man. It was in the bank.
Huh.
Very quick.
What service was he using?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I again don't.
That's what I told him. I said, you need to go find somebody else, man.
You need to find like TurboTax, and
I'm like, that's crazy.
that is definitely something that is part of the small business survival kit.
Mm-hmm.
Is to have somebody something that you don't need to be a tax attorney. You don't need to be you don't need to have a business degree or a accounting degree. You just need to be able to understand English and answer questions and know where your money went the previous year. So you need to be able to go in and go, yeah, all right, and then they'll tell you, well, here, go find that form, look in that box, and there's your number. Plug it in here.
Yeah,
it's really not. You don't have to understand a lot of it.
Some of my tax forms of mine are like really confusing. I'm like, well, I'm not even sure the numbers to use.
I was worried about the investment stuff.
Oh yeah,
mostly because technically I did have that whole life happen last year, which I actually did have a dividend.
Oh yeah,
it might have been 20 cents, but I had to list it. But you know what? And then you start getting into if you're a homeowner, how much you spent in taxes.
Yeah.
You got to find those numbers, and of course they tell you where everything is. You just gotta at least have your paperwork in front of you.
Yeah.
Have access to your bank account, your wherever the money's coming in, or just have your all your tax things you get from your employer. You just gotta have that in front of you. It's really not hard to do.
No, so I mean, it'll save you a little bit of money too.
In fact, if you fill out the 1040 EZ form,
it's even easier.
Then you really don't need TurboTax.
Yeah.
You just need to download it. If you're 18 years old, you've got no investments, you don't own anything.
Name, social security number,
maybe have
sign
a
here.
full-time job and they withheld some money from you. Go get an EZ form. It is the easiest thing, hence easy. It's one page. It's about 4 numbers you have to plug in after your name and birth date and address.
Social security, taxes.
Yeah, withheld. Did they withhold money? You subtract this from this, and boom, there's your Bob's your uncle. So it's really 1040 easy. A lot of kids don't get it, don't do it, don't want to do it. They go, Mom, Dad, I need to do taxes. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, my friend that I work with, he still does his kids' taxes.
Why?
I'm like, dude.
Why?
You're never gonna get rid of them.
Yeah, every year you're gonna be, just you hand them a form and say, there you go.
Yeah.
Here's the form. You want to know how you download it? IRS.gov. Type it in, search 1040 EZ. Boom. Gets a little more complicated if
you gotta
then you get to 1040 and then then it gets real.
A little bigger.
But still, that's why I say TurboTax, because I will pop that up. Yeah, use TurboTax. Use my name. Tell them I sent you. No, or just plug this number in, and it's in the chat, so you'll see a link. And then every little bit helps. So this has been I don't know. What do we got? What things are in front of us?
So we got one more show next week, and hopefully I will have some more information on the new venture I'm looking at. I will definitely try to have it before then.
Okay.
Give a crypto update. I know I still have more coming there. Maybe I'll own another box by then. We'll see. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe our crypto will be worth a little bit more money next week, and we can put this last couple weeks behind.
Yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for some of the stuff I have to jump, because like I was saying, I'm adding in weekly,
right?
And I'm adding in a lower amount than what I originally put in. So as long as it has a nice bump,
right,
then I'm gonna probably sell it out, and use it to pay down some debt.
Okay.
That's only part of my crypto, but I mean, I think I'm gonna start using that to try to really get ahead and accelerate my timeline here.
Okay. And we are currently playing in the Oculus world.
Yes, that's
the latest
I think we
thing.
can end with some of that, and maybe a
Yeah.
quick conversation on that, because that's going to be fun stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna attempt. No, we're gonna be able to do this. I just picked
Just
up an
not sure
Oculus,
when.
so between the two of us, we're going to try and do a virtual. The first one will be try, then it'll probably work a little easier after that. But we're gonna try and do a complete virtual.
You think we have technical glitches
webcast.
now?
No, we don't have any technical glitches.
No, we've been doing
You
good.
just got to adjust the camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's
So, yeah.
Oculus is happening.
That's going to be
We're
interesting.
we're
We
gonna
were
go
playing
for
around
it.
with it last night. And I tell you, we ran into some really neat stuff. And as soon as we can figure out how to bring it together and be able to broadcast it to you guys, we're going to do it, because it was really neat.
You know what happened earlier? It's just they weren't on the shelves. You couldn't get an Oculus.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
I've had mine for a while, but
they weren't available for the
Yeah.
last 9 months. And
just
then all
happened to
of a
be
sudden,
strolling, and
I was strolling to Walmart.
I get
and
a
looked
text, and I'm like
down,
going, "Oh, what's that?"
it's an Oculus. So yeah, so I'm completely thrilled with the possibilities of
Yeah.
being able to do something in the VR world.
I mean, yeah, the stuff we were looking at last night was pretty amazing, and
Absolutely.
it even blew our mind just watching what is. I mean, can you imagine what in the next 5 years, what the possibilities are going to be just based on what we're seeing today, and the technology is still new.
I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
it's going to be crazy.
We got some things kind of changing around in the hopper. I just put up my Etsy shop, PostFX Digital on Etsy. Look for it. You'll see the mugs, which are still in the other room. So, but I'll put a picture.
Gotta remember to bring that in.
A picture.
It looks so much better in person.
There it is. There's the mug, and that's on the Etsy shop at PostFX Digital. It's only $10.95. It's a decent looking mug. They have 2 sizes, and it is $7, shipping. So don't let that freak you out. It's a really cool mug. It's not just a big branded thing. It's just it's supposed to inspire. So that's what we're all about: trying to inspire, trying to get you to step out of your comfort zone. So, but that's just it. That's just part about what we're trying to do, and of course, we still have some T-shirts out there. There we go.
Yeah,
And
try to get
that's
some more out there too soon.
That's not on Etsy, so let me get the banner off of Etsy. That would be on Bonfire, and then you can go to Bonfire Store, PFX Media Store, and so we've got some stuff out there we're trying to put out in your world. So
the guy I work with,
yeah,
he's real close to itching to hit that button on the printer.
The
printers we've been talking about getting, the
3D printer.
3D printers, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's and he's kind of he's got a list of things that he's been looking at. He says, I'm starting to look at a couple of things here,
right,
that I think would be
easy
local? To make in the market.
He's local,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he lives here.
You should.
He's got an Oculus too.
That guy Art told me about a place here in town you can actually.
That's right. You got to send that to me or text it to me, and I'll send that to him.
So if you're really out there on Amazon flying blind,
yeah, maybe he'll want to go there because they have kind of try buy type stuff.
I actually want to go there just to check it out.
We need to find a day. They open on Saturday?
I believe so.
Maybe we should go over there one day.
Maybe
in a couple weeks.
I don't know.
After you get back,
I'm around this weekend.
Possibly
pull that off.
Maybe.
Anyway, so that's pretty much it. It's just about 8:00. I don't know. You got anything else?
I think I'm good for today.
Yeah.
We're going to play with the Oculus tonight?
We're going to get a little farther with the Oculus, I think. You brought yours, right?
I did.
All right. So
I think we should sign up for the trial tonight so we can actually do some damage.
Yeah, see how we can build it. So coming soon, Oculus VR. Modern day Oculus.
Yeah, we gotta come up with the name of that one.
Come up with
I don't know what it's gonna be, but
anyway, so this is kind of where I'm thinking. This is gonna be our.
VR Thrive.
I don't know.
Thrive in VR.
Just the VR edition. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. So anyway, that was it. That's all I got. It's 8 o'clock. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for joining us, tuning in, and thanks for that like and those loyal followers. I got no more. I'm out of gas and
You
I'm
guys
out
have
of voice too.
You guys have an awesome night, and we will see you soon.
And we are crap. Here it is.
We're out.
We're out. Oh, maybe.